Utopian socialism is one of the earliest forms of modern socialism. Utopian socialism believes in creating a fair and harmonious society with good working conditions. Utopian socialism also promoted the experimentations of societies, with many of the most famous people associated with utopian socialism having experimented with the concept of creating a society for the workers with good living conditions to test the ideas of model communities, which by most accounts didn't succeed very well. For example, in Robert Owen's case, it collapsed after 3 years. The failure of these model communities made utopian socialism look unrealistic and disconnected from the actual state of the world. This is why unrealistic is one of the buzzwords associated with utopian socialism and is critical to remember for the rest of the video. Socialism, developed in the early 19th century, was an ideological system that advocated for fixing the inequality between the capitalistic middle class and the working class. Reorganization of society became a crucial point in the eyes of socialists because socialists wanted a community that benefited the workers. According to Saint Simon, who believed in ideas like that work should be controlled by scientists, engineers, artists, and industrialists, other ideas included the abolition of privileges held by the middle and higher classes. Charles Fourier, a famous utopian socialist, advocated for creating half-garden and half-agricultural commune communities. Reorganization is one of the most essential aspects of utopian socialism and an important buzzword to remember for later. Famous utopian socialists include the likes of Robert Owen, Claude Henry de Saint-Simon, and Charles Fourier. Robert Owen was a Welsh factory owner, most famous for his model factory town of New Lanark. Robert Owen was a founder of utopian socialism, and traits of utopian socialism can be found in his model factory town of New Lanark. He shortened the average work days to 10 hours, then 8 hours a week instead of the standard 17 hours a day. He gained the support of his laborers due to his positive efforts in improving worker conditions. Robert Owen believed that human nature was molded by the environment surrounding them, especially kids, so he provided education for the kids. Robert Owen's reorganization keyword of New Lanark made him famous, and his beliefs and views and impacts made him known as the father of British socialism. Robert Owen in 1825 established New Harmony in the United States to test his ideas of autonomous and self-sufficient communities, and he invited many famous scientists, theorists, workers, etc. Still, due to the economic strain, Robert Owen had to cancel his plans, and most of his other attempts failed too. This is why unrealistic is one of our buzzwords, because it shows how utopian socialist ideas regarding individual self-sufficient communities didn't work. However, Robert Owen has had a long-lasting legacy as an advocate for workers' rights, and his influence has caused an improvement in working conditions. Claude-Henri de Saint-Simon was a French utopian socialist who fought in the American Revolutionary War. He was a salon owner during the French Revolution and helped finance the works of some bankers, politicians, artists, and scientists. Henri disliked the aristocrats and saw them as a parasite who took advantage of the workers while staying idle and not performing any of the work while being able to. Some of his ideas, which could be found in his 1817 manifesto called Declaration of Principles, included the creation of an industrial society led by the industrial or working class. Saint-Simon also believed in giving women more rights, and that workers and industrial leaders should be able to govern themselves. Saint-Simon also helped the workers' rights movement after his death in 1825 because some of his workers founded a feminist newspaper which said if women got emancipated, then the workers would too. Saint-Simon's main goal was the creation of an industrial society led by science, which would have maximum efficiency because of the leadership of capable men. He heavily valued science as an important aspect, as shown by him placing a lot of importance on scientists and once even advocated for a religion of science. Charles Fourier was a founder of Utopian Socialism and was credited with creating the word feminism. He valued cooperation and promoted it heavily. Charles believed that poverty was the cause of issues in society. He advocated for higher wages and a minimum wage for those who couldn't work. Charles was also a significant supporter of women's rights, and essential positions shouldn't be open to men but women too, based on merit and ability. Charles Fourier, like Robert Owen, also supported the creation of small communities that were part garden city and part agricultural commune. Utopian socialism had a considerable and meaningful impact on socialist ideas in the 19th century, and many utopian socialists helped drastically improve working conditions for workers. Although later being called unrealistic by socialists who followed the more popular ideas of Marx's scientific socialism, utopian socialism started and helped develop socialism as an idea and forever changed the political landscape of Europe and the rest of the world. If there's anything to take away, these three words to remember are closest to utopian socialism. We already talked about the buzzwords unrealistic and reorganization. However, the last one sums up all the ideas of utopian socialism, and that word is reform. Utopian socialists wanted reform in the Industrial Revolution's class system, which they saw as unfair to the working class or the industrialists, and sought to reform the system. These three words are words that you should remember about utopian socialism, and I call these the buzzwords. Thank you for watching my documentary about utopian socialism, the earliest form of modern socialism.